Baseball square off tonight as Shin-Soo Choo, fresh off a 4-hit game yesterday, leads the Indians against Adrian Gonzalez, who has the most runs batted in the American League since the All-Star break. The losing streak is finally over. So, what's next for the Tribe? Well, change is definitely in the air, and we'll fill you in on what went down today at Progressive Field. Meanwhile, the disappointing Red Sox come to town, while the Indians look to make it 2 in a row. Next on Sports Time Ohio. From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, it's Indians baseball tonight. The Tribe welcomes in the Boston Red Sox to start a 4-game series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Good news yesterday as the Indians finally ended their long losing streak at 11. They beat the Minnesota Twins to end that series. But on the heels of that, some bad news, especially if you're Scott Radinsky, the Indians pitching coach, fired today and replaced with Ruben Niebla, who was the pitching coach at AAA Columbus. Here now, Chris Antonetti, Indians general manager, on the firing of Scott Radinsky.
We feel our pitching staff has not pitched to its ability. And while that burden doesn't fall solely on Rad, we felt that a new direction and giving someone else an opportunity for the balance of the season, hopefully will lead us to a better place by the end of the year.
I think we were expecting, especially our starting rotation, to be better, and that's all not on Rad. I mean, he can't go out there and pitch for these guys, but certainly we expected some of the guys to take a step forward, and it just didn't happen.
I've been in the game a long time, and to see go through this 11-game losing streak like the Indians were playing, their pitching was terrible. Someone had to pay the price. It was Scott Radinsky. But also, their hitting has been terrible. It hasn't been the hitting coach. Who knows what's going to happen? You got to wait and see what happens after this firing to see what goes on. I know the pitchers are going to go out there and try just as hard. But, you can say it wasn't Scott Radinsky. It's a talent you have. But that's all part of baseball. When you get hired, sooner or later you're going to get fired.
Sure, it looks like he's the scapegoat, but that is the way it goes in baseball sometimes.
No doubt.
All right, let's take a look at our Nissan Road Ahead pitching matchup for tonight, as Ubaldo Jimenez will get the call for the Tribe.
And we'll see what Ubaldo shows up tonight. And when he's on and he's got his off-speed pitches working, he can be very tough and command of the fastball. But he has pitched against Boston once this year. It was a defeat. 4 1/3 innings and gave up 9 hits. On the other hand, he's facing the left-hander Felix Dubron, who pitched very well against the Indians back on May 12th, and we'll be seeing the Red Sox for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, 10-game winner going for Boston. Get to a Nissan dealer for special offers on innovation that excites. So the Tribe and the Red Sox, it's all coming up next right here on Sports Time Ohio. And we welcome you to Progressive Field for Indians Red Sox. Game 1 in this 4-game series. Tribe comes in 51-60. Boston 55-57. For Bobby Valentine and the Red Sox, the starting lineup brought to you by Kia. Jacoby Ellsbury, Carl Crawford, and Dustin Pedroia DHing in the 3-hole. And Adrian Gonzalez, Cody Ross, Jared Saltalamacchia, Will Middlebrooks, Mike Aviles, and Pedro Curacao batting 9th. And Jacoby Ellsbury to lead it off. And he takes a strike. One ball, one strike for Ellsbury.
This is a Boston team that can definitely score runs. Second in the league this year, behind only Texas. 551 runs on the board. Texas just left Boston. They came out of a 10-9 ball game yesterday. Start of a 11-day, 10-game trip for the Red Sox.
Three balls and a strike. Ellsbury had a separated shoulder back in mid-April, and he missed 79 games. 3-1 pitch. Man, it's ball 4. That's the 77th walk of the year for Jimenez.
Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound, brought to you by MLB.com. At bat 12, follow the Indians everywhere. His 23rd start, an 8-11 record, a 529 earned run average. And when you look at Ubaldo, has lost 4 straight decisions to start the second half, which has not been very good on his part. But at home, he's gone 4-3. He has one start against the Red Sox this year, and that was a loss. Gave up 9 hits, 7 runs in 4 1/3 innings.
Carl Crawford, 284 batting average, another guy that's missed a lot of time to the DL this year. Runner goes, pitch in the dirt. Marson had no chance. Ellsbury with his 4th steal.
Well, it was the transfer coming off of Marson that he didn't get out of glove. He had a very good jump, though. And when you look at it, base runners have only been thrown out 4 times out of 28 with Jimenez on the mound. He would have had to have a cannon going to throw him out there.
Crawford has hit in 6 straight. And lifts the fly ball to center. An easy play here for Brantley. Tagging is Ellsbury, but he will not go to third. Brantley gets off a great throw right at the bag. 1 away. All right, the injury report brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. The Red Sox have been battered by injuries all season long. And, of course, David Ortiz, who's eligible to come off the DL, and they're optimistic, cautiously optimistic, that he may play before this series is over. But just seems like every time they've turned around this year, somebody else is going on the DL just as one guy comes off. And Dustin Pedroia DHing and takes a strike. Pedroia's hit in 4 straight games, 7 for his last 16. Pedroia, a guy who normally puts the ball in play. Tough guy to strike out.
Well, this Boston lineup has really not had an opportunity to play a whole lot together, as many injuries as they have had throughout the course of this year. They've had 24 players go on the disabled list, and 13 of those players have been all-stars.
Well, Pedroia, former MVP, he's not having MVP numbers this year, but he's having a very solid season offensively. When you look at Pedroia, I mean, he comes into tonight's game third in extra base hits in the league, fourth in total bases, fifth overall in hits as a second baseman.
Yeah, this is a team, they're a deep lineup. They keep coming at you. It's not an easy battle, no matter who they put there. 551 runs scored to date, and that's with all the injuries. Their problem has been pitching consistently.
Takes off.
Forget it.
And Ellsbury has that stolen.
Now, you see what I love what Pedroia did. He let him take a 3-1 count. A lot of hitters would be looking for a fastball, and he sees Ellsbury running. He just spit on that pitch and took the strike. He'd rather have him at third base. Watch the jump. I mean, forget about it. Marson had no chance, and he didn't even think about swinging. He was going to give him the opportunity. Now he can get an RBI with a ground ball up the middle.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Jimenez gets a key strikeout here in the first inning, 2 down.
Well, he can't believe he didn't hit it, but Jimenez comes right back after the stolen base. And let's take a look. What is it? It's a changeup. 3-2. Pedroia looking for the dead red, and no siree. Changes up on him. Good pitch, and has him out front. Out number 2.
Yeah, you could see him pull off the ball there.
Yeah.
And even though the changeup was up, the change of pace was enough to fool him and get him to strike out. So now Adrian Gonzalez, he's far from out of the woods with 2 down. Gonzalez really having a solid year for the Red Sox. .310 average, 34 doubles. He and Chu tied for second in the league. Our stat of the game brought to you by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers. Look at that.
Be careful with this guy right now. He is very dangerous. I would maybe just pitch around him. And he's hitting .423 with runners in scoring position, leading the league. This guy's just right now one tough out.
2 balls, no strikes. Well, yeah. Nobody in baseball better with runners in scoring position than this guy. So you're right. Why?
Well, yeah, I mean,
make
him
hit
a perfect pitch.
Make him hit the perfect pitch. Hit it off the end of the bat towards third.
And he did.
And Lillibridge throws it low, but dug out nicely by Kochman. Another terrific play defensively by the Indians' first baseman. Gets him out of the inning. No damage done. Indians starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Jason Donald in the top spot. As Drupal Cabrera in the 2-hole, then Shin-Soo Choo, followed by Santana, Brantley, and Duncan. Brent Lillibridge starting at third, batting seventh. Casey Kochman, and then Lou Marson.
Left-hander Felix Doubront on the mound for the Red Sox, having a nice year. He's 10-5 in his 21 starts, 4.56 ERA. He's pitched very well against the Central Division. He's started 6 games. He's 5-0 and a 3.82 earned run average. His one start against the Indians this year back on May 12th in Boston. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits and just 1 run, and he did get the win. Now let's take a look at the Home Depot defense for the Sox behind Doubront tonight. It looks like this. Crawford in left, Ellsbury in center, Ross is in right. Middlebrooks at third, Aviles at short, Siriaco at second, Gonzalez at first, Salto-Macchia behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Tim Timmons calling the balls and strikes. Eric Cooper is at first, Jeff Kellogg at second, Marty Foster down at third. Jason Donald just called up, looks at a ball down low. Donald called up when the Indians placed Travis Hafner on the disabled list, but the reason he's in the starting lineup is that Jason Kipnis dealing with some stiffness in his neck, so he was originally in the starting lineup, but he was a late scratch this afternoon, so Donald just called up and right into the lineup. Now the 2-0. Hit in the air deep down the right field line. Long run for Ross. He's running out of room. It is gone. Jason Donald, an opposite field leadoff homer. And the Indians jump to a 1-0 lead. That's a way to welcome
oh boy.
Back.
And now I'm talking about down the right field line. Now he stayed on a fastball, and let's see where that pitch was. It had to be up and away. It was about belled high, and he stayed back on it nicely. Got a good piece of it. And a lot of times that ball will slice foul, but it stays inside the line. He was able to keep it fair. One swing of the bat, and the Indians have a 1-0 lead. Welcome back, Jason Donald.
Now as Drupal Cabrera looks at a ball down low.
That'll make you smile. It's the 18th home run given up by Doubront.
Cabrera, a dozen homers, 47 runs batted in. And he flies one to center. Ellsbury there to have it. One down. League leaders brought to you by your Cleveland Akron area Lexus dealers, Felix Doubront. When it comes to run support, well, he's well taken care of.
Well, that's what helps you have a good year. You remember earlier in the year when we were in Boston, it was Buchholz that was averaging about 8 to 9 runs a ball game. He wasn't pitching very well, but he was certainly getting the run support. He'll be pitching tomorrow for the Red Sox, so you can see both those two guys are getting very good run support.
And we just faced Scott Diamond a few days ago, so 3 of the most well-supported pitchers all facing the Indians here in a stretch of games at home. Shin-Soo Choo, a 4-hit game yesterday. What was really encouraging is that all 4 of those hits came off left-handed pitching. But Doubront handles him here for out number 2. It's going to bring up Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana's hit in 4 straight games. 5 for his last 15. Outside ball 1. The Indians stopped their 11-game losing streak with a complete win yesterday. They got a great start from Justin Masterson, which is really what they needed. And the offense did their part. Santana with a foul ball, 1-2.
Well, Tebow tells me, Tommy Bow, that that's their 101st home run this year, as we all know, but it's their 30th leading off an inning this year. Well, that's the recipe for the Indians to succeed. Is you got to have starters. Your starters got to take you deep into the 7th inning to have success. They have not been doing that, and consequently, this is not an offense that can come back from behind a whole lot.
Line drive, base hit to left field as Carl Crawford waited back to play it on a hop. And a 2-out single for Santana keeps the inning alive. Our great clip of the game from yesterday. Justin Masterson. See some swings and misses. Saw some guys looking, admiring.
Minnesota team normally that
wears him out.
Yeah, wears him out is right.
Well, baseball players are about as superstitious a lot as there is in pro sports. You see Masterson, he shaved off the beard, got the win yesterday. I saw Chris Perez.
I like it.
He shaved off his beard as well. You know, when things go bad, when things aren't going right, you got to change. You got to change something. You know, we heard Jason Kipnis talk about it on the last road trip. He said, you know, you start thinking when you get on the bus, well, what seat did I ride in yesterday? Let me try this seat, see if this is the winning seat today. The 0-1. And just the opposite when things are going well and you're locked in, you don't change anything.
No,
you stay the same every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Where'd I go to lunch yet? Well, I'm going to lunch there again.
Well, I think the most famous at doing that when you're talking about baseball players would be Wade Boggs back with Boston.
He was
chicken every day.
He took it to an extreme, didn't
well,
he?
Well, look at his batting average as a Hall of Famer. I should have done that.
Hard.
I'd be clucking by now.
Oh, there's a base hit for Brantley just inside the bag at third. Santana on his way to third. He'll go in safely. It's a double for Michael Brantley, and that's 34 for him. So 3 players in our game tonight now have 34 doubles on the year.
Well, Michael just continues, it doesn't matter, righty or lefty, to hit the ball where it's pitched. He stayed on that ball, look at down and in, and digs it out and takes it right down the third baseline. Pretty swing. It goes for a double past Middlebrooks at third base, so the inning continues. Second and third, 2 outs, and out comes Bobby McClure.
Yeah, third hit of the inning for the Tribe, and Brantley along with Chu and Adrian Gonzalez for Boston, all with 34 doubles, still chasing Alex Gordon to Kansas City.
Yeah, and I see where Kansas City has a 4-0 lead in Baltimore already in the first inning.
Speaking of games elsewhere, New York came from behind to beat Detroit in the Motor City 4-3. They used back-to-back homers in the 8th inning to beat the Tigers. Dubront delivers, and Shelley Duncan fouls it over toward the Red Sox dugout. Talk about the Kansas City jumping out to a 4-0 lead over Baltimore. That's an Orioles club that came in today with a 5-game winning streak, 60-51 on the year. They're right there at the top in the wild card conversation. Yeah. 4.5 games behind the Yankees in the division.
Don't count them out early in that game at home, where they can hit in that ballpark.
Outside with it, 1-1.
It's the 5th straight game where the Indians have scored in the first inning as well.
Well, Jason Kipnis has done a good job of leading off and scoring for the Indians since going into that leadoff role. But out of the lineup tonight, a late scratch. And what do you know? Jason Donald homers to lead off the game for the Tribe. Way out in front is Duncan at 1-2 the count. There is Donald, just called up today when Hafner was placed on the DL. Travis with a lower back problem, and no telling when he'll be back. Strike 3 called. That'll end the inning. But Donald's dinger to start the game as the Tribe on top 1-0.
McDonald's Cherry Berry Chiller. Cherry and raspberry flavors blended with ice and 100% fruit juice. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers.
All right, we go to the second inning. Indians with a 1-0 lead, and Cody Ross leads off for Boston, takes a strike. Ross having a strong year for the Red Sox with 17 home runs.
You know, you look at the Red Sox team, and they score a lot of runs. They score a lot of runs at home, but you look at their home record, they're 29-34.
Yeah,
they usually dominate at home. I mean, the Red Sox have for years.
Ross pops one foul out of play, and it's not like they're running a third-rate squad out there. They've got a high payroll. They've got, you know, as you said, 13 All-Stars who are on the DL. You know, it's a good club, but they just haven't been. And I suppose a lot of it has to do with the injuries, why they haven't clicked at home this year. But Boston hasn't had a losing record at home for a season since 1997. Cody Ross called out on strikes to start this second inning. Before today's game, the Indians fired their pitching coach, Scott Radinsky. Vinny Pastano reacted earlier.
I don't think our year is a direct reflection of how good of a pitching coach Rad is. Everybody in our pitching staff was on board after we learned that Belch was stepping down. We all wanted Rad to step in and be the guy. And you know, from a bullpen standpoint and a personal standpoint, Rad's been one of the most influential people in my major league career. And I credit him to a lot of the success that I've had, and so it's upsetting to watch him leave.
1-0 pitch down low. I mean, I actually called a strike by Tim Timmons. I think all of the pitchers share a sense of responsibility for what happened today. I think they to a man, I think they do.
You usually do. When you're out there playing, and the guy, whether you're the hitting coach, pitching coach, and you're fired, you do take it personally, or if it happens to a manager, sometimes you feel that way. I mean, I always say the players, you know, they get all the credit when they do good. The coaches get all the blame when they do bad or poorly. And it's the players. I mean, give them just as much fault as you do anybody else. It's not an easy job to have to be a psychologist for, 13 players if you're the pitching coach.
Third strikeout for Jimenez. And he's retired 5 in a row after the leadoff walk to Ellsbury.
Pretty good way to pitch this guy. Fastball's up. He kills the ball down. Excellent low ball hitter, but he runs it by him upstairs, gets the third strikeout of the night.
Well, and to their credit, Chris Antonetti, the Tribe's general manager, Manny Acta, the skipper, when they met with the media today, there was absolutely zero finger pointing. There was not a shred of a hint of, well, the reason we are where we are is because of Scott Radinsky. Not one time did they infer that at all. I think they basically said that, they needed to try something different. And as Manny said, Scott, he can't go out and pitch. He can't go out there and stand on the rubber and do it for him. But their hope is that Ruben Niebla, who's worked with some of these younger pitchers who are now part of the rotation, can come up here and effectively help them improve from now through the end of the season. And then they'll have to decide when the season's over what they do from there. But we certainly wish Scott the best. He was an absolute pro during his time here, and we know he'll land on his feet. A little bit high, and a full count for Will Middlebrooks, who the last time we saw him, they were waiting for Kevin Youkilis to come off the DL, and the big story in Boston was what would they do then? Well, they answered that by trading Youkilis to the White Sox. Middlebrooks out looking, and Jimenez strikes out the side in the second. He has retired 6 straight Red Sox hitters. The Indians lead it 1-0. Bottom third of the Indians order coming up. Brent Lillibridge, Casey Kochman, and Lou Marson. Felix Dubront, a 10-game winner. He picked up win number 10 a while ago, though. That was on July 18th. Bounced towards short, backhanded by Aviles. Long throw. Got him.
Oh, boy.
That's a sensational play by Mike Aviles from deep in the hole.
You know, you don't look at him as like an everyday shortstop, but I'll tell you, he got to that ball in a one motion. He didn't try and plant and throw. Watch how quickly he gets rid of it. And it is right on the money and just in time. That was a nice play and a perfect throw. And it just had enough on it to get there as his momentum's carrying him away. It's a beautiful play.
Now Casey Kochman. You know, the fact that Felix Dubront gave up a home run to the first batter of the game shouldn't be a huge surprise because he's given up a lot of home runs this year. In fact, he went 7 straight starts, giving up at least one home run. And I thought it was interesting. It was the longest streak by a Sox left-hander since Roger Moret back in 1973.
Do you remember Roger
I remember
Moret?
the stories about Roger Moret.
Yeah, okay.
Louis Isaac used to tell some
Yeah.
great stories. Who was a tremendous pitcher, unbelievable arm, but his career kind of went sideways on him.
A little catatonic state there
Yeah.
for a while. But he did. He had a good arm, and he pitched in Boston. That goes back a long time.
Talking, what, 40 years, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right.
2-1 pitch to Kochman. In tight. 3 balls and a strike. Bang foul. Lou Marson is next. The payoff pitch to Kochman. Fouled right back. Dubront delivers. And Kochman bangs one through the hole on the left side of the infield for a 1-out single. And before Lou Marson steps in, let's send it downstairs to Katie Witham.
Well, now we've got fireworks out here at Progressive Field tomorrow night. Make sure to log on to Indians.com. Get your tickets now. Those fireworks will be set to the music of A Summer of Love. Again, if you buy your tickets now, you can save a little bit. Indians.com is where it's at.
Thanks, Katie.
Tomorrow night.
Here is Lou Marson. Looks at a ball outside. Lou 0 for his last 6. And a fastball catches the outside corner. 1-1. You know, you talk about, Rick, the Red Sox and the problems they've had being directly linked to their starting pitching. And the fact that he's the only guy in double figures and wins tells you everything you need to know about where they are.
Yeah, you figure with Buchholz and
Lester.
Yes, guys that are supposed to win ball games for you. Was it Beckett and Lester? They had won, less than 40% of their games starting. And that's hard to believe. And you see John Lackey, who's missing the whole year because of arm surgery.
Well, Beckett's ERA is over 5. Lester's ERA 4.53. Buchholz 6.38. Swung on and missed. Pitch to Marson, fouled out of play. Those ERAs I gave you weren't ERAs. Those were the number of runs the Red Sox average when those guys pitched. Lester's ERA is 5.36. Beckett's ERA 4.97 as Marson lines one to right. Head high catch made by Ross, throws back to first in the dirt. And so Kochman able to get back in time, 2 away.
Well, a line drive there as a base runner, you're not sure what you should do, and Kochman does the right thing. You go about halfway because if he doesn't catch it, you got to get to second. And if he does, you got to get back to first. He was able to get back, and the ball got by Gonzalez. And Ross did make the catch.
So anyway, just to finish what we were talking about, Beckett 4.97, his ERA almost 5. Buchholz 4.48. Lester 5.36.
That surprises me.
I mean, Dice-K's only made 5 starts. His ERA is 6.65. So the guys they were counting on, they haven't given them what they thought they were going to get.
Well, and they got to stay in the rotation. They're out there every 5th day, so they have to improve if the Red Sox are going to do anything. What are they, 5.5 behind in the wild card standings? They're 10 games behind the Yankees in the division.
Well, and as the theory goes, you've got to be over 500 to legitimately say you're in anything.
There's no question.
And they're still 2 below that
and
break-even mark.
Bobby Valentine, he believes that they still have a fighting chance. And with this lineup, you can see how. If their pitching gets into play, you can see, you can make it up, but boy, oh boy, if it doesn't, they won't have a chance.
Swung on and foul tip.
We've witnessed the first half of the Indians when they were getting good pitching. They're in every ball game, and that's where it comes from. But, don't be surprised if 3 teams could come out of the West if Oakland maintains playing the way they play. They've beaten the Angels 2 out of 3.
I think they're starting to show they're no fluke now.
Well, they got very good pitching, and that's what can carry a club.
Slow breaking ball misses. 2-1 the count for Donald, who homered to start the game for the Indians.
Oakland is second in the league. Tampa is first when it comes to the pitching.
Well, and Oakland offensively now is starting to score runs. They're starting to swing the bats.
That usually comes and goes with them.
Up high, 3-1. This was in the first inning. Jason Donald got a fastball, stayed on it, drove it out of here. The Indians' 6th leadoff homer in a game this year. The other 5 belong to Shin-Soo Choo. There's that fastball. Tied him up with it this time. Full count. With 2 down, Kochman will be off at first. And a 3-2 is strike 3 called. 2 complete. Indians 1, Red Sox nothing. Cold one to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Fastball strike to Mike Aviles. Jimenez throwing the ball very effectively at the outset here tonight. He walked the leadoff man, has retired the next 6, striking out the last 3 in a row. Breaking ball hit on the ground to short. Cabrera throws him up, 1 down. Tonight's trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Which player holds the record for lowest average to win a league batting title? And bonus points if you can name the average. We'll have the answer coming up later in the game. Pedro Sirocco, batting in the 9 hole for Boston, takes a strike. Sirocco called up on July the 6th from AAA Pawtucket. And it's down low, 2 balls and a strike. Sirocco had a rare feat this year. He drove in the game-winning run against the Yankees in back-to-back ball games. And the first player to do that in 2 straight games against the Yankees since Wally Joyner did it in 1989. And Sirocco has the first hit of the game, a base hit to left field.
Put a pretty good swing on that ball. First hit. So they are 1 for 8 against Ubaldo. Got the fastball. Sirocco just goes right through it and hit a line drive past Lillibridge at third.
One on, one out now. Ellsbury to the plate. Walked his first time up. Stole a couple of bases. Fouled back. Siriaco with a half dozen steals. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, this is a patient Red Sox team. They seem to go deep into a count. As a matter of fact, Ellsbury, that pitch he swung at, the first one, was the first time a Red Sox hitter went after one of the Jimenez's first pitches tonight. This is the team that it seems that they always go deep in a count. They make you work a little bit. That's why they play long baseball games. They score a lot of runs.
On 1 pitch, swing and a foul by Ellsbury. Siriaco back with the dive. Down in the dirt. Good block by Marson. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boston won 3 out of 4 from the Indians at Fenway Park back in May. The Indians won the opener in that series, and then Boston just thumped them 3 straight, winning, outscoring them 23-7. 2-2 Ellsbury into center field, but there is Michael Brantley to pull it down. 2 away. Siriaco back to first. And we'll go back to the Hyundai Studios for an in-game update with Al Pawlowski.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Rick. Earlier today in Detroit in the 8th inning, the Tigers took a 3-2 lead into it, but the Yankees erased it. Mark Teixeira, his 21st homer of the year to tie it. The next batter, Eric Chavez, his 12th homer. And that was it. 4-3 the final. The Yankees top the Tigers today as Benoit blows it for Pfister. Matt.
And Joe Girardi wasn't around to see the end of that one. Girardi had been ejected earlier in the game, arguing a call by the umpires on a ball right down the left field line. Jason Donald throws out Crawford to end the inning. And 3 scoreless under the belt of Ubaldo Jimenez with only 1 hit allowed. It will be Asdrubal Cabrera, Shin-Soo Choo, and Carlos Santana coming up for the Tribe. And a curveball in for a strike. Cabrera flied to center his first time up.
That's what I remember the first time for Dubron against this team. He had a good curveball. He was not afraid to pitch inside. And he also had a very good changeup. So he starts him off with the hook, comes back with a changeup. Cabrera thinking he's going to get the fastball. And you see he is out in front.
Way out in front of it, huh?
Yeah.
And he struck him out.
Well, he wasted no time.
3 pitches, takes care of Cabrera. 3rd strikeout, 1 down. Yesterday, Shin-Soo Choo propelled the Indians to the win, snapping that 11-game streak, going 4 hits off the left-hander Brian Dunsing. Right back. That 4-hit game, just another example of Choo swinging the bat very well at home this year. He's batted .268 on the road, but .318 here in Cleveland. Just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pulls it foul. Choo has hit in 36 out of his last 46 games. Primarily, that's been out of the leadoff spot, but now lately down in the 3-hole.
Yeah, I know. When he really did a nice job when he was in the leadoff spot.
Siriaco throws out Choo, 2 down here in the 3rd.
You can plan your trip to Progressive Field with the Indians' new transportation options. The RTA rail service with an Indians family fare for only $10 round trip, where you can ride the Ohio City shuttle for free or guaranteed parkings in the Gateway Garage with advanced purchase. Log on to Indians.com.
Dubron delivers low, ball 1 to Santana. Base hit his first time up. Santana's hit in the first inning, came with 2 outs. And it gives him a hit in 5 straight games. Hit off the end of the bat towards first. Gonzalez with the flip. Well timed, inning over. Indians go 1-2-3 for the first time tonight, and we'll go to the 4th. 1-0 Cleveland. On to the fourth inning with a 1-0 Indians advantage. Ubaldo Jimenez has chucked it up there 44 times tonight, 26 strikes. He's had 5 counts of either 0-2 or 1-2. So
I love that.
That's huge for him.
It really is. Not that he can't pitch behind in the count, because he does a nice job times when he falls behind 2-0 or 3-0. He finds a way to get back into the count, but I think he can expand that strike zone. It's better for him. He'll get more swings and misses when he's ahead in the count.
Well, plus, averaging 15 pitches an inning, he's going to get deeper into the game than when he's averaging 20.
Yeah, well, we've seen him both ways this year.
Yeah.
When he goes, when he has some easy innings and has some 10, 11, 12 pitch innings, he does go 7 innings, and he's on top of his game.
Another 1-2 count. Pedroia struck out his first time up.
The zone here I noticed tonight with Tim Timmons is it's a low strike zone. I like it. He's consistent for both guys. You watch it down in the strike zone, and he's going to make guys swing the bat.
Hit in the hole, a base hit for Pedroia. Second hit tonight for Boston.
Made a mistake with the fastball there. Marson wanted that breaking ball away. He didn't want to throw it. He wanted the fastball away, but it leaks back over the plate. Look where he's sitting. Look where it ends up. See, hitters let you know when you make a mistake. And right there, Pedroia said, thank you. I'll take that fastball middle of the plate. Gets a base hit. Only the second hit, and the first time, well, I take that back because the leadoff man, Ellsbury, walked to start the game. So the second time they've had their leadoff man aboard.
Adrian Gonzalez bounced to third his first time up. Takes the ball in the dirt. One and one.
You can see these guys have met in the National League before 28 times. Ubaldo's done a nice job against Gonzalez. Not that time.
Gonzalez got him this time, yep. Out of here, deep and gone. A 2-run homer puts Boston on top 2-1. Home run number 12 for Gonzalez. RBIs number 73 and 74.
'19th home run given up by Ubaldo, and the 12th by Gonzalez. That ball, he launched it out of here. So the fourth inning, it'll be a single and a homer. And that was a fastball right there, middle end. See how quick those hands were? Gets it through the hitting area, and Boston takes a 2-1 lead.
Cody Ross pops one to right. Chu makes the catch, one away.
I want to send along a really special birthday wish to Cliff Henry of Stowe, Ohio. Mr. Cliff Henry is 106 years old today. So happy birthday. That is something special, isn't it?
Caroline 106.
Yeah. Caroline and Christopher Zabo of Midland, Michigan, turning 13 today. And Maddie Steiner of Austintown is 2. Happy birthday to each and every one.
Midland, Michigan. Well, that's big fast pitch softball country. Line drive just over the head of Jason Donald. Sound like Saltalamacchia might have broke his bat, but he got enough of it to muscle it into right field for a base hit.
That was served beautifully. I mean, you could have had the top spin. Donald was back playing out on the outfield grass, almost like it had a landing area or a landing strip right over his head. That was off the end of the bat, and that created the top spin. And look at Donald going back trying to jump. Placed perfectly. So that's the third hit in the inning.
Will Middlebrooks out on strikes his first time up. Takes a fastball in there. inside. Middlebrooks has hit a 3-run homer in each of his last 2 games. One of the reasons why they're just so high on Will Middlebrooks in Beantown is that since 1918, the only other Red Sox player to hit as many as 15 homers and drive in 54 runs in his first 73 major league games in a single season was a guy by the name of Ted Williams in 1939. Walt Drapo, Norm Zachin, not sure how you pronounce that, Zachin, and Fred Lynn. They did that feat, but it happened over parts of 2 seasons. Now the 2-2. Line drive, base hit into left field for Middlebrooks. And the Sox have zeroed in on Jimenez here in the 4th. That's their 4th hit in the inning.
Yeah, their first time through, they were 1 for 8. Well, second time through, they're 4 for 7. And his fastball has been catching way too much of the plate. He made the mistake to Pedroia. He had 2 strikes. Gonzalez got on an inside fastball. Saltalamacchia was off the end of the bat, but that was a mistake there that Middlebrooks ripped into left field.
Two on, 1 out, Mike Aviles. He grounded to short his first time up. Jimenez could certainly use a double play ball right here. Instead, it's a fly ball, but it will go foul on the right side. In for a strike, and it's 0-2. Got him looking. Aviles was hoping for a reprieve from Tim Timmons, but the way he's been calling him tonight, he has stayed very consistent, and that's been a strike from the first pitch of the game. 5th K for Ubaldo, 2 down in the 4th.
Well, here you go. Take a look at it. This pitch is going to be a fastball down right there. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Not if you're hitting, because Aviles had something to say, but he walks by. It was definitely high enough.
Pedro Siriaco, a single his first time up. Bats with 2 on, 2 out here in the 4th. And the Red Sox now leading it 2-1. Out of play to the right.
Got to send along our congratulations also to Laura Marco and Justin Lyons. They were married here earlier tonight, out on the Bud patio.
Yeah.
At about, 5:30?
I think they're still out there.
Well, congratulations.
It's
a heck of a wedding day.
The bridal dance will be coming up shortly here, I think, in the next half inning. Run down there, throw $1 in, get a little dance with the bride. It's one way to make some money. Invite 40,000 of your closest friends. Drop a little envelope off.
Always about the envelopes,
That's
isn't
right.
it, with you guys in the weddings? Murph won't have it that way.
No, Murph, it'd be a small wedding party.
Going out to the island.
Murph, Leah, and the Cabana Boy. Up and away.
Tattoo will be over there to see Murph.
He'll be the ring bearer. Ball boss, I got the rings.
The plane, boss. It's coming in.
2 on, 2 out. And a 2-2 count on Pedro Siriaco. Jimenez sets and delivers. And a ground ball, weakly hit to short. Cabrera's going to have to unload in a hurry. Goes to second. Got the force to end the inning. No further damage done, but Boston gets a 2-run blast from Adrian Gonzalez, and they're on top now, 2-1. Michael Brantley, Shelley Duncan, Brent Lillibridge for the Tribe here in the home half of the fourth, as the Indians try to come back from a 2-1 deficit now. Brantley a double his first time up.
Michael, a good at bat his first time up with 2 outs, lined a double down the third baseline. His 34th of the year.
One misses. Nope, got it in there. A strike. Felix Doubront set him down 1-2-3 in the third. First time he's done that tonight. Brantley bounces one towards second, and Siriaco throws him out. 1 down. Our minor league update brought to you by University Hospitals. Genmar Gomez starting to put it together now. 8 innings, 5 hits, shutout baseball. Struck out 5, did not walk a batter. Look at his last 2. That's more like it.
Well, that's right. You know what they say, pitch your way back. And in his last 2 starts, he's trying to, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's a good sign for Genmar.
And Shelley Duncan called out on strikes his first time up. Looks at strike 1. That's going to bounce foul. Subway Browns post-game live returns for another season. Tomorrow night it all starts after the Browns-Lions clash. Michael Regai takes your calls and emails. He'll have post-game player interviews, press conferences. It all happens on the Subway Browns post-game live tomorrow night after the Browns battle the Lions in Detroit. Duncan strikes out, 2 down. 4th K for Felix Dubron.
Here's that curveball I was talking about. Boy, big, slow, 76. I mean, he can throw it harder or he can throw it softer. This is a slow one. And that's not a bad pitch to throw to Shelley Duncan, who loves to try and get out front and pull everything.
Now here's Brent Lillibridge. Robbed of a hit by Mike Aviles his first time up. The Red Sox shortstop went into the hole and made a terrific long-range throw to get him. Lillibridge was briefly a member of the Red Sox this year. He went from Chicago to Boston as part of the trade that involved Kevin Youkilis going to the White Sox. It's a trade that's really worked out well for Chicago. Youkilis has given them a shot in the arm both offensively and from a leadership standpoint. Lillibridge a liner to second. And the Indians go 1-2-3 again. Suddenly, Felix Dubron has retired 8 straight.
Seventeen locations in Northeast Ohio. By Levin's, home of the Sealy Posturepedic mattress made right here in Northeast Ohio. By Kia, Cleveland.com. And by First Merit Bank.
It's a 2-1 Boston lead as we go to the 5th inning. And a bunt foul by Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury walked in the first, fly to center his last time up.
Boy, a guy that certainly could have won the MVP last year, the kind of year that he had. You know, between him or Curtis Granderson. Instead, Justin Verlander ended up getting it. But this guy had a spectacular year.
Now the 0-2 from Jimenez. Straighten him up. 70th pitch of the night right here for Ubaldo. And a line drive single into center field. Well, a 1-2 pitch. A couple of times tonight he's had hitters down and he's made too good a pitch.
Well, let's look at some of the locations last inning when he gave up the 4 hits an inning. There's a fastball that came back over the plate. Watch the fastball, ends up in the seat. He's getting too much of the plate here. That was a changeup. That was the only pitch in that inning that was a hit. That was not a fastball. Middlebrooks, a fastball, middle of the plate. And you can see he's talking to himself after going out there. I mean, get it out on the edges. Stay out of the middle part of the plate. He's made some mistakes middle of the plate, even on changeups, and you can see he wastes no time. He goes in there.
Ellsbury has to hold at second. Just didn't get a good read on where the ball went. I think Cabrera got spiked as Ellsbury came in there.
Second stolen base of the night. He didn't waste any time. If he could have got right up, he would have been able to get to third base. But he hesitated that 1 second. And you can see in comes Brantley from center field. You're right.
Man,
it got him on the ankle.
Right on the ankle.
Sure did. You got to get your foot out of the way. Watch it. It's in front of the base. Get it out of the way because there it is. He goes in there, and that hurts.
Carl Crawford 0 for 2, and Ellsbury almost bolted for third. He got a pretty good jump, but put the brakes on. Just didn't feel like maybe he got a good enough move.
Well, you're in scoring position. There's nobody out in the inning. There's no reason to be thrown out trying to steal a base. You're coming into the big boys, so you better be sure.
The 1-1 out of play. Ellsbury going into second base. Cabrera got the worst of that minor collision, but it was Ellsbury who went head first into second base, trying to break up a double play back in April, and that's what caused him to separate the shoulder. It was a game against Tampa and knocked him out for a big chunk of the season. Which is probably why he went in feet first on that slide attempt.
You know, if you know you can steal a base, feet first is always a good deal. There's times where you're not sure you can get in there and you go head first, but there's a lot of things that can happen to either your fingers, your wrist, your shoulders. Compared to sliding, you know, with that momentum, you can at least hit the bag. You got a chance to kick the ball out of a guy's glove. I think it's a little safer to go feet first. But there are some times now when you're a base stealer, when you've got those strawberries, some sliding on your butt. I mean, you go into second base and it hurts, and you got to go something else. You're sick of tearing that skin up night after night.
Well, unlike in your day, now they've got the padded sliding shorts. There's a lot more help.
But you still, it still hurts. You still tear yourself up.
Trying to keep him close at second base with nobody out here. Now the 2-2. Swung on and missed. That's the 6th strikeout tonight for Ubaldo Jimenez. One down in the 5th.
Watch the location here. Now you tie him up. You don't let him get the hands out. I like the location here. Crawford with that open stance, but it's a breaking ball in off the plate. And in far enough where he couldn't handle it.
Now Dustin Pedroia, who singled and scored in the 4th. And it was Pedroia who was down in the count, who got that fastball with 2 strikes. They wanted it off the plate. It came back over the plate, and he hit a bullet in the left field with it.
Well, this guy, he's a tough out. No matter, where he hits in the lineup, he battles you. He gets up there in situations, and he can be a epic out. I've seen him where he had about a 15-pitch at bat last year to try and get him out. He'd foul off pitch after pitch after pitch until he gets one to his liking. Look at that.
Line drive center field. Brantley charges in a hurry. Ellsbury going to be waved home. Brantley's throw offline, and Ellsbury scores to make it 3-1 Boston as Pedroia Picks up RBI number 41. Good strong throw by Brantley, but just up toward the first base side of the plate, and that needed to be an absolutely perfect throw to get him.
When you have a guy like Ellsbury on second base, you're going to send him, and you're going to make your defender make a perfect throw. Michael got to the ball, made a good throw, but as you said, it's got to be right on the money, an accurate throw. That's what speed does. That's what you call putting pressure on your defense. Look at Michael come in. I like to throw. Let's see if the cutoff man was around. In comes Kochman. He could have cut it, but they went for it. He didn't cut it, and then Pedroia goes to second base like you're supposed to do. Everything about it was fine. There was no bad plays whatsoever. Brantley hit his cutoff man. They didn't cut it. They went home. Pedroia goes to second base, so he increases the Red Sox lead to 3-1.
And now Adrian Gonzalez, who had a 2-run homers last time up at the plate. Checks on a ball outside.
Well, he knew it right off the bat.
Down low. 2 balls and a strike. Jimenez checks the runner, and it's up high. 3 balls and a strike. So second time through the order, and now going through it for the third time. Boston is definitely, whether it's making adjustment or just taking advantage of mistakes made by Jimenez, they have definitely taken full advantage.
I think it's a little both. We showed you the 4 hits back in the 4th inning, and a lot of them were too much of the plate.
Yeah.
And I think that last pitch to Pedroia, he hung a breaking ball. He hit it right back up the middle.
First time through the order, Rick, he walked 1, gave up 1 hit, struck out 4. Second time through, they banged him around, and now third time
hits,
through, they're rocking it again. 3-2. Got him. Another good pitch by Jimenez for a strikeout, his 7th. He's made some very good pitches here tonight, but that's been the story of Jimenez since he's come to the Indians. You see it for flashes, you see it for periods of time, but then you also see the flip side of that where, he's very hittable at times too.
This is a backup slider. And look at that ball goes up and away. It doesn't come down and into him. It sort of fell down off him. He ends up swinging through it, and he gets his 7th strikeout, second out of the inning.
Cody Ross 0 for 2. Ross out on strikes in the second, fly to right his last time up. He chased a bad ball there. 1-1 the count. He saw that fastball, his eyes lit up, but it ran in on him. But he couldn't stop.
He likes that ball middle in. He's a right-handed hitter that loves the ball in, and that's why I think he's having such a good year in Fenway Park. He loves that monster over there. He's one guy who can certainly hit it over it. He tries to.
Better than trying to hit it into that baseball glove in San Francisco that's way out there.
Yeah, no kidding. In the heavy air. Yes, indeed.
Trying to hit it 900 feet there. The 1-2. High fly ball to right. Back is Chu. And the inning is over. Red Sox get an RBI single from Dustin Pedroia, and they add to their lead 3-1. middle of the fifth. Kochman, Lou Marson, and Jason Donald coming up. Tribe scored in the first, their first batter, Jason Donald, solo blast. But that's been it since. They actually had 2 more hits in that inning with 2 outs. But stranded runners at second and third, and since then, Felix Dubron has been in command. He's retired the last 8 Indians hitters in a row.
You look at the first 2 innings, he threw 41 pitches, and he was throwing 61% strikes. But in the third and the fourth, just 21 pitches, 18 strikes. Comes out to 86%. So he's getting that curveball and a feel for everything right now, his off-speed pitches. So as you see, he's feeling it. He's dealing.
The 1-1. Man, Kochman drills it foul again.
Nice catch.
Nice catch indeed.
There's the glove. Look at high fives around.
And
He
everybody
put it up, went right in.
Everybody behind him saying, glove save and a beauty.
That's why you get high fives from those people behind you. Thanks for not letting that ball hit me.
Just missed. 2-2.
Watch the stab. Glove up, right in it. Good play.
He didn't go. Full count.
Well, Tim Timmons goes down to Marty Foster and asks quickly. He knew there would be a chance. He wanted to. Those hands get out there, but he was able to keep them back, and he did not go.
Well, Dubron's got to be tough because, as you said earlier, 2 different breaking balls, slow and
he can
one
tighten
with
it
a
up.
little more bite to it. Boy, the barrel goes hurtling out towards Siriaco, but he's able to concentrate on the ball and make the play for out number 1.
Almost like it beat the ball out there
sure
for a while.
Did.
Watch this. You're going to see both the ball and the barrel head of that bat after it breaks going out.
Racing.
And the barrel head it didn't have the closing speed, though. It landed first, but it doesn't get to the finish line.
Tell you what, though, it was a heck of a race for the barrel head.
Yeah, he got off to a really good start. been watching too many Olympics.
No finishing kick.
That's right.
Lou Marson fly to right his first time up. Well, Kansas City just doesn't want Baltimore to come back in that game. They've added to their lead. The Royals 7, the Orioles nothing. They're in the 5th inning in Baltimore. The Yankees won earlier today. They beat Detroit 4-3. Marson, a line drive single to right. And the Tribe has a 1-out base runner here in the 5th. Our game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Jason Donald started it off with a homer for the Tribe. But Adrian Gonzalez came back with a 2-run shot for Boston, and then Dustin Pedroia added an RBI single. And it's 3-1 Red Sox. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Here is Donald, who struck out his last time up. Donald in the lineup tonight at second base. But Asdrubal Cabrera has been bothered a little bit by I don't know if it's an oblique, but just some discomfort on his right side, and they feel like if they might need to give him a day off, Donald can fill in at short. Indians are still carrying an extra pitcher. I recall they went through that disastrous stretch. Frank Herman was called up just recently, so they're a position player short essentially right now. And they figure to go back to a more balanced roster in the coming days. Fouled away with Marson running on the pitch.
Well, and they were playing short for the last, since Sunday, because Hafner couldn't play. So they finally put him on the DL and they make a call. But, in essence, you're playing short when he was here.
Yep. Now the 2-1. Downstairs. When the Indians go back to go back to an extra player, get that extra guy out of the bullpen, there's a good chance we'll see somebody like Russ Kanzler or Matt Laporta. We've seen Laporta, obviously. We have not seen Russ Kanzler other than in spring training this year. Both right-handed bats, though. Play first base. Throw to first, Marson back. Felix Doubront working with a 3-1 lead. Misses outside, ball 4 to Jason Donald. So a hit and a walk. Tying runs at first for Asdrubal Cabrera.
That's Doubront's first walk tonight.
STO will be out at Rally Alley this weekend. Tomorrow afternoon, Al and Jason will take over. All bets are off starting at 5. Saturday afternoon, Chuck Galletti will bring his show to Rally Alley starting at 4. All bets are off, and Chuck's last call live this weekend right here just outside the ballpark from Rally Alley. Two on, one out. Cabrera 0 for 2, the batter. And time finally called before Dubront came home. Apparently, Dubront was unnerved by the impending speed of Lou Marson at second base.
Yeah, he's bouncing around out there. Stay put. Don't distract the hitter.
Cabrera swing and a miss. Dubront ready now with the 0-1. And it's in the dirt, smothered by Saltalamacchia. 1 ball, 1 strike. Indians trying to answer back. They scored first. Boston has scored 3 unanswered. But the Tribe threatening here with 2 on and 1 out. Over toward the Tribe dugout, 1 and 2. There's Dribble Cabrera. Has just been in a little bit of a funk offensively. He has hit in 4 straight games, but overall over the last month, been a tick off, if you will. The 1-2, bounced foul. Is he doing a touchdown dance?
He is, and the fans, they get on football players because they dance in the end zone, but they do the same
celebration.
That's right. They catch a foul ball, they dance too. So you know what? Come on, 2-way street.
Again, Dubront sets. His 81st pitch of the night is fouled back.
Fouls back the heater. That might have been a good pitch he wanted, because he saw a steady diet of changeups, curveballs. That's the fastball, and he fouled it straight back.
Over his last 32 games since July 2nd, Cabrera hitting at a .240 clip, well below his season average. But a chance to come through with a big hit right here. Yanked to left, fair ball, down the line it goes, headed for the corner. Scoring is Marson. Donald coming into third, he'll be held right there. It's a 1-run game. As Dribble Cabrera with RBI number 48 on the year cuts the Red Sox lead to 3-2. That's his 25th double of the season.
It's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Gets a breaking ball down. Not quite down enough because Cabrera likes it down there, and he strokes it. Middlebrooks made an attempt at it. It gets over his glove. It's by him. You can see gets down into the corner. So Marson comes in to score. Donald goes into third base. So now the Indians could tie it up here. There's still only 1 out in the inning. Cabrera gets his 25th double and his 48th RBI. Bob McClure back out to the mound.
Well, that's the kind of hit the Indians have needed here lately. A big RBI hit to maybe break things loose. And with runners at second and third, now a chance to tie it up with a fly ball. assuming the Red Sox will play the infield in with one out here. Double barrel action in the Red Sox bullpen as Shin-Soo Choo comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Twice he has bounced to second. Andrew Miller from the left side. With a 3-2 lead, Boston will concede the tying run. They'll play the infield back. And it's low, ball one. Two and 0. DeGrom had retired 9 Indians in a row before Lou Marson's base hit. Now 3 straight have reached safely. And Choo fouls the 2-0 pitch out of play. For the year, Choo a .293 batter with runners in scoring position, and he's got 2 potential ribbies out there right now.
Well, this is the reason why Manny moved him out of that #1 hole. Give him opportunities with runners on base, because when in the leadoff spot, he was getting on base and scoring runs, but not having opportunities to drive them in.
Up and in, it's 3-1.
Well, he's not letting him lean out over the plate, is he? There's a fastball up and moves him out of his toe hold.
Ball 4, the bases are loaded. And Carlos Santana is the batter. I mean, Rick, I don't think he's working around Choo there in that situation, but it certainly didn't look like he really wanted to challenge him, even though it's a left-on-left matchup.
That was the matchup he should have went after, because even though first base open, you got to go out. Even if you get a ground out, you tie game. But you needed an out there. That's the matchup they wanted, so you have a chance to pitch around Santana or you know, pitch him much tougher. Now he's got to throw strikes here. He can't walk anybody. Santana sitting in the driver's seat.
Or you would at least think that. But this year, bases loaded situations, the Indians have been anything but in the driver's seat.
Well, they might have been in the back seat. But I mean, the opportunities there. You've got your #4 hitter up. You've got bases loaded. You've got one out, and you're down a run. I mean, this is go. Green means go. And
downstairs. As a team, the Indians are hitting .191 with the bases loaded this year. Santana has actually been better than many. He's 3 for 11. It's a .273 average on the year. DeGrom with a 1-1. Way outside.
Well, I gave you that stat. In innings 3 and 4, it was 86% strikes he was throwing. This inning, you get a couple base runners. Now he's nibbling. He's not being as aggressive coming out of that stretch. Now it looks like he's afraid to throw strikes.
He's at 90 pitches on the night. And he's 1 pitch from being KO'd. Fouled to the right and out of play. That's how fine that line is, though, for starting pitchers. You're one pitch from being out of the game. You're also one pitch from being out of trouble. This is the 30th pitch of the inning. Doesn't seem like he's thrown that many already this inning, but
yeah, and 45% of them have been strikes out of the 30.
2-2. Foul to the right. Wow. That's an average of 5 pitches per batter in this inning. And Saltalamacchia goes to the mound before the 2-2.
Yeah, this is really a big pitch, 2-2. You don't want to go full where you have to throw him a strike. And I guess, you don't really have to. You may play his aggressiveness, but you don't want to do it that way. You want to make a pitch here and have him do something on this pitch if possible. Will he change up on him to see if he can roll over on one? He's looking for a double play ball. He just threw the fastball.
Long pause. Santana
just going to hold it, just to see. Just to make him think about it a little more. Get him a little over anxious. As a matter of fact, he started him out on this at-bat with a changeup. So I'm thinking, my guess would be he's going to try and throw a changeup again.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Drive down a run here in the 5th. The 2-2 is low, full count.
Well,
he came with a fastball, but he missed.
He didn't locate it. Came with the fastball, and now we got some action.
One out. Bases juiced. Payoff pitch. Santana with a ground ball. Single into left field. Donald scores. Here comes Cabrera. He'll get the break sign. Back to third he goes. Santana's RBI single has tied the game at 3. RBI number 52 on the season for Santana. And that's going to be it for Felix Doubront as Bobby Valentine will go to the bullpen.
Well, you have to throw a strike. You can't walk him. Santana gets a fastball. It was right there. He challenged him. He tried to pull that ball. It does just get under the glove. That's a couple feet away from being a double play, but with 3-2, Santana knows he's going to get a strike. He gets enough of it to get it through the infield. And Doubront is going to head to the showers after going just 4 1/3 innings.
Yeah, the interesting thing is he didn't walk a batter through the first 4 innings and walked 2 here in the 5th, part of his demise. We're all tied at 3. We're coming back.
Wrap up this homestand in the 4th and final game against the Red Sox, and the first 15,000 fans through the turnstiles. will take home a bobblehead of the 72 Cy Young Award winner. Go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Left-hander Andrew Miller coming on for the Red Sox. Game number 37, 3-1, 3.25 ERA. On to face Michael Brantley with the bases loaded and one out here in the 5th inning. Felix Doubront knocked out after making 32 pitches in this 5th inning.
That came off his best 2 innings. You thought he was settling in, and he had one out. The next thing you know, a base hit, a walk, the first walk of the game, and then he started nibbling.
I mean, like Jimenez, he was rolling along and then hit that bump in the 4th inning. Doubrant's retired 9 in a row. You figure, oh boy, it's going to be a long night. Next thing you know, we're all back to even. Brantley with a bouncer foul, first base side. Michael doubled down the left field line just inside the bag at third his first time up. Then he bounced out the second back in the 4th. Got a chance to inflict some damage here. And Brantley, he's only had 9 chances to bat with the bases loaded this year, but he's gone 4 for 9. And takes a strike, gets 0-2. That double by Michael in the 1st inning extended his hitting streak to 8 games. Just missing, and I mean not by much.
Well, good 0-2 pitch. The left-hander, and I mean, this guy's a tall left-hander, and if you're a lefty, it's tough to stay in there and not swing at that fastball. It has some run to it. Look at 96. But, I mean, his arm angle, he's tough. He's got to be tough against left-handers to stay in on him.
Brantley.
Michael Brantley does a good job. I mean, let's take a look at it. When you're sitting in that batter's box and, you're looking halfway, almost to second base to see him come out and deliver the ball out in front of you. And there's not much time to make a decision.
The only slight advantage you might have as a left-handed hitter is that he works on the extreme third base side of the rubber. Michael sends a high drive deep to left. Back is Crawford.
Good job.
He'll make the catch. Cabrera will tag. He comes home to score. And the Indians take a 4-3 lead.
Nice job by Brantley.
His 49th RBI of the year puts the Tribe on top.
That was the breaking ball, so they come back. They put a 3 spot on the board. They give Jimenez new life to go back out there and watch the breaking ball here with 2 strikes after a good 0-2 pitch. He starts that breaking ball, but he didn't get it away. So Michael stayed in nicely. Cabrera able to come score. The Indians take the lead back. It's now 4-3.
In there for a strike to Shelley Duncan, who is 0 for 2. Duncan has struck out both times tonight. Shattered the bat. Miller will throw him out. That'll end the inning, but the Indians come back with 3 in the 5th. And they now have a 4-3 lead.
discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone to an upcoming home game. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat.
4-3, Tribe on top now as we go to inning number 6. Ubaldo Jimenez will be facing Jared Saltalamacchia, Will Middlebrooks, and Mike Gavilas. Down low, ball 1. Tony Sipp getting up in the Indians bullpen. Jimenez just a shade under 90 pitches tonight. Popped foul. That will make its way over toward the seats and out of play.
This could be a really nice inning for Ubaldo as a shutdown inning.
Foul tip, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. That's 8 strikeouts for Jimenez tonight. 1 down.
Ubaldo comes right at him. It's gas. Fastball. Looked like it had a pretty good movement going away.
Yeah. Last time, or I should say earlier tonight, he struck out Saltalamacchia with that high fastball.
Right. Getting him to chase.
That time, just good movement.
Well, that ties a season high in punch-outs. He did that against Houston back in June.
Will Middlebrooks fouls it out of play.
He has had 13 0-2 1-2 counts. That's where he gets his strikeouts.
Foul, first base side.
And another 0-2 count.
That's where he's had a lot of his strikeouts, but it's also when he had his little hiccup in the middle of the game, that's where he made some mistakes, too.
Made some mistakes with the fastball on the plate.
Oh, wow.
Pretty good pitch.
That was a perfect pitch, and I can't believe he didn't get the call on that one.
Well, you know, earlier in the game, I think it was a strike. I don't know why it should change.
Oh, come on.
I mean, Marston's going to look back and ask him and say, hey, that was a strike. That is.
I don't know what Middlebrooks might have been looking for, but it wasn't that pitch. There's 9 strikeouts, a season high for Jimenez. And then that brings us to our Ford highlight reel, brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. He's had a lot of swings and misses here tonight. Mike Avila's called out on strikes his last time up.
Well, he's coming out and doing exactly what he needed to do. Bing, bing, the first 2 hitters strikeouts. You know, they give him the lead, and you just go right ahead and have a nice inning. Get that offense right back in. One, 2 count. Everybody in the inning.
The 1-2. 99th pitch of the night, out of play. And the 1-2 delivery just misses outside. Now the 2-2. Oh, yeah. Down swinging. Second time tonight, Ubaldo Jimenez has struck out the side, and a season-high 10 Ks for the Tribe right-hander. Four-3, Indians on top. Andrew Miller got the last 2 outs of the 5th. He'll stay on to work the 6th for Boston. Brent Lillibridge 0 for 2 will lead off for the Indians. Hit the side of the mound on a perfect hop right to Aviles, who throws out Lillibridge 1 away. All right, trivia question time. Let's see if we've got the correct answer. Lowest batting average to win a title.
I call Carl Yastrzemski.
301. 1968. I didn't know the year.
Well, that was the year of the pitcher when the mound was so high they lowered it the next year.
That's right. Louis Tion had the great year.
Yeah.
Louis Tion had the great year.
A lot of pitchers had great years.
For the Indians. What was your guy, Bob Gibson, was unhittable that year.
He had a 1.13 ERA.
Tion, I think, was it 168?
It was very good.
Pitch outside, 2-0.
Yeah, that before in '67 won the Triple Crown.
Yep, last guy to do it in the American League.
That was 1967.
In the hole, Siriaco made a nice play in terms of range, and then Gonzalez picked him up with a nice pick.
He tried to handcuff his partner at first base, and you're right, Gonzalez nonchalantly, look at him. He's saying something to him right now. He says, "Thank you for picking me up." He goes over into the hole, and then he spikes it on him. You know, he gets there in time. He's got plenty of time, and on that throw, booms. Dropped that arm angle, and there you go. Mr. Smooth picked it. Look at him looking out there saying, "What are you doing?"
If you're trying to win me a Gold Glove, please don't do it that way. 2 down. Lou Marson singled and scored. He sparked the Indians' rally in the 5th inning. He lined one to the opposite field that snapped a string of 9 in a row set down by Felix Doubront. And the next thing you know, 5 straight Indians had reached. And the Tribe would tie the game, then take the lead on the sac fly by Michael Brantley. Miller almost unbuttoned his shirt. He knew it. And the inning is over. Tribe goes quickly. We go to the 7th, 4-3 Cleveland.
Right now, the Indians on top of the Red Sox 4-3. Make sure you're here tomorrow night. We will have a fireworks show for you presented by Progressive. It will be set to the music of Summer of Love. And then also, make sure you're here on Saturday. We've got the Indians Hall of Fame. Gaylord Perry will be in town. There's so much going on. You can also come on Sunday and get his bobblehead. And while you're out here at the ballpark, make sure to stop by the concession stands. They've got those classic combo deals for you for just $8. It's all online right now at Indians.com.
Ezekiel Carrera has come on to play left field now for the Tribe. Ubaldo Jimenez back out here for the 7th. And Siriaco a swing and a miss. He's 1 for 2 tonight. A base hit in the 3rd. Bounced into a fielder's choice to end the 4th inning. He went, I do believe. No, says first base umpire Eric Cooper. Boy, it looked like he offered at that. On the bunt attempt. 1-1.
Let's take a look. No, he didn't. Not even close.
Popped him up. Foul ground. Over to the railing. Kochman can't get there. Unfortunately, there was no railing for Casey. He was right at the top step of the dugout, so he had to try to hop in there to make a grab. Couldn't do it.
Well, look at everybody getting out of the way, too. You get no help going into that visitor's dugout, and it hit right in the gutter of the dugout. So he couldn't have. His arms aren't that long.
Slowly bounced to 3rd.
Gotta
let it go.
Hit the
Foul
bag.
ball.
Oh, boy, what a break. It looked like it might have hit the corner of the bag. That's the only chance Lillibridge had. I mean, that had to be an inch, maybe 2, because it was fair up and to the bag. Here you go. It stays, it stays, it stays. You have to let it go. Oh, that's where I thought it hit the bag. You see that hop it took up?
Yeah, it hit his glove.
And then it was just foul. That's a big break right there.
1-2 count. The 1-2. Fair ball down the right field line, headed into the corner. Chu will dig it out. And Siriaco into second base with a leadoff double.
Tell you what, that was a nice piece of hitting by this kid. It's the first time we've had a chance to see him play, and I'll tell you, he swings the bat pretty well. Watch this inside out swing. They're sitting away, and again, he comes up, and that ball's high but middle of the plate. But this short swinger takes it off the, look at that. That's great hitting. So he'll lead it off with a double. That'll do it for Ubaldo. That was not a bad pitch by any means.
Jimenez strikes out 10 Red Sox tonight. That ties Justin Masterson for the most this year by an Indian starter, and it's the 12th time in Jimenez's career that he has struck out 10 in a ball game. He leaves with a 4-3 advantage. STOHD.com to enter for a chance to win a $100 gas card courtesy of your Northeast Ohio Shell retailer and True North convenience stores. One new winner will be picked each week now until September 26th. Tony Sipp coming on for the Indians' 47th appearance of the year. No wins, 2 losses, ERA 4.89. He has struck out 42, walked 16 in 38 2/3 innings of work. And he'll face Jacoby Ellsbury, left-handed hitter, with Carl Crawford, another left-handed batter, due next.
Tell you what, though, Ubaldo pitched well tonight, man. 6 innings. He went out there. He had, 10 of the last 12 guys, 0-2 or 1-2 down in the count. He had 8 swings and misses the third time through the lineup. Pitched really well, and then this kid leads it off with a double. So he had that one little bump in the road where he couldn't execute with 2 strikes in that 4th inning where they got a couple of runs after he was ahead of some hitters, but really threw the ball well tonight.
Ubaldo with 10 strikeouts. That's tremendous. If he'd have had instead of some of those strikeouts, if he'd had a few pop-ups or ground ball outs early in counts, he'd still be in there.
Well, but still, I think he took him out because of the leadoff double, and he's pitched a good game, and he's over the 100-pitch mark. But he was ahead of everybody tonight. I mean, they didn't really string it together except that 4th inning. He made a couple of mistakes to some good hitters. That was a good pitch.
1-1 to count on Ellsbury, who has walked, singled, stole 3 bases, and scored a run tonight. Called a strike, and now Tony Sipp gets ahead. Tim Timmons barking back at Bobby Valentine in the Red Sox dugout. They're arguing that that pitch is too low, and you could hear Timmons saying it's not down.
Well, that's about the only thing you can tell from the dugout is height, you know, high and low. You can't tell in and out, that's for sure.
Swung on and missed. Ellsbury down swinging. One down.
There he goes. This is a good two-strike pitch on that good slider. When Sip is on, this is what you're supposed to do, make left-handers chase it. He does. Gets the first out of the inning. That's a pretty good sequence for Tony.
Now Carl Crawford 0 for 3 on the night. The inside corner called strike. Now Crawford belly aching a little bit.
Well, that to me looked like it was in a little bit, wrapped around the plate. But he gets the call. You take it.
A little bit outside, 1-1. Hard hit ground ball to short. Cabrera, nice backhanded pick. He goes to Lillibridge, back to Cabrera. Tags him out, turns and throws to second. Double play! Oh my, what an inning ender for the Tribe. As the Red Sox truly run themselves right out of the inning. Cabrera did a tremendous job to go right to third. They get Siriaco in the rundown, and then the quick pivot and flip to second to end the inning. Stretch time here at Progressive. Going to look in from our Panini camera. Stop by and get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. Red Sox go back to their bullpen after Andrew Miller went an inning and 2/3 of perfect relief. Junichi Tazawa is coming on now for the Red Sox. And the right-hander making his 15th appearance. He's done a spectacular job with 18 strikeouts and only 1 walk in his 19 2/3 innings of work.
Well, Miller came in and did a good job, too, in his inning in 2/3. Had a strikeout and zeros across the board. But the Indians, a good play to get out of that inning. Siriaco trying to go to third. Cabrera got rid of it. A nice run down. And then they were able to get Crawford trying to get into scoring position and trade places with him. It was really well done.
And Boston has gone 1 for 11 now tonight with runners in scoring position. Top of the order for the Tribe, Jason Donald. Had a good night in his return to the big league club. Homered to lead off the game. And then he walked and scored in the Indians' 3-run 5th inning. Middlebrooks throws him out. One away here in the bottom of the 7th. But here's how the top of the 7th came to a close.
Yeah, you're going to a ground ball. He shouldn't have left anyway. That's a bad base running play. But he ends up getting caught in the rundown. And one more throw. Cabrera faked him. And a heads-up play turned to second. Gets Donald. And he knew he was going to try and get himself into scoring position. That was a nice play by Cabrera to hold it and get out of that inning. Nicely done. And, you know, as a base runner, that's what you want to do. He tried to stay in that rundown long enough to let that other guy. He already made one mistake, but Cabrera made the play there.
And as Dribble Cabrera looks at the ball inside. Swung on and missed. Popped in the air, shallow right, in comes Ross. He makes the catch, 2 down. And we'll go back to the Hyundai Studios for an in-game update with Al.
Hey, man, let's go to Baltimore, where Manny Machado was promoted from Double-A today. He was the talk of Baltimore, but the talk of the game tonight is Billy Butler. He's a single away from the cycle. Here in the first, he hits a 3-run homer. Kansas City dominating Baltimore 8-2. They're in the 8th inning at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Matt?
I want to know, Al, how Billy Butler got a triple in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's not a...
I can see it in Kansas City.
Not a great triples park there.
Not at all.
Two down for Chu. Looks at the ball outside. One and one to count. Chu is twice grounded out. He has also walked tonight. Strike called. Well, according to the play-by-play, it says Butler tripled to deep right. So, you know, you get into that goofy corner maybe?
Well, the right field's pretty shallow in Camden
But
Yards.
you know how it has that cutout
Yes,
in that
I do.
corner? It might have rattled around in there. And then maybe the guy fell down.
Rattled around, he couldn't find it, and he finally did. And
stepped on his shoelaces. I don't know. Right back up the middle. And Chu has a base hit here with 2 down in the 7th inning. Just did. Bounce it past a diving Siriaco. Every time the Indians homer this year, Rick and I make a donation of $5 each to the Gathering Place, while Great Clips donates $50. And our season total now at $6,060 after the Jason Donald dinger in the first. Great needs, great deeds. Great Clips. of Santana. Knocked in a run in that 3-run fifth inning with the bases loaded. He singled into left field. A little bit outside with that pitch. And Junichi Tazawa 2-0 to Santana with 2 down and a runner at first. That's low, 3-0.
Well, give him the green light right here and look for a fastball that you can jump on. This guy doesn't walk many. As you said, he only walked one.
Yep.
So look for a 3-0 green light special.
It's only the second batter he's walked in 20 innings of work, but the Indians have 2 on and 2 out, and Michael Brantley coming to the plate. Brantley just foul. Oh, that was close. Right down the line. It was hugging the first base chalk.
Boy, that would have been a big hit. And you're right, he didn't miss by much. He turns that 95-mile-an-hour fastball around and just went right at the bag, right at the end.
Bob McClure, the pitching coach, going out to talk after that hard hit ground ball foul. Junichi Tazawa made his debut with the Boston Red Sox back in August of 2009. And it's interesting in that he made his debut that night against the Yankees in New York. It came in the 14th inning, and he was the last man left in the Boston bullpen.
Last man standing.
The first man he faced was fellow countryman Hideki Matsui, who lined out. And then on the bottom of the 15th, Tazawa surrendered a 2-run homer to Alex Rodriguez that ended the game. How about that? You get called up, and then you're the last man left in the bullpen in an extra inning game. Left-hander Craig Breslow loosening for Boston. Down low, he missed 1-1. Two on, 2 out, 1-1 pitch. Hit hard to first. Gonzalez scoops it up. He'll take it himself, and the inning is over. We'll go to the 8th. 4-3 Cleveland.
Presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
It's a 4-3 Indians lead. And for the Tribe, Vinny Pistano is coming on. He'll be facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Boston. 51st appearance on the year for Pistano. He has been dynamite. 3-0, 1.26 ERA.
20 consecutive scoreless innings. That streak is alive. He has been one constant, boy. He's been a terrific setup man. Well, he's going to go through the heart, hopefully. 1, 2, 3 with this 1-run lead here in the 8th inning. And then turn it over to Perez like he has done so many times this year.
Up high, ball 1 to Pedroia, who has 2 hits on the night, an RBI and a run scored. If you missed it earlier, we played a sound clip from Pistano, who talked earlier today after it was announced the Indians had fired pitching coach Scott Radinsky, and he said that Rad meant so much to him, you know, professionally as far as his career is concerned, and the work he had done with him out in the bullpen in the last couple of years. And I think all these pitchers understand that they all played a part in what happened here today. And while they can't do anything about it now, they also understand that they've got to go out and pitch better collectively as a group. Jason Donald throws out Pedroia, 1 away. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Not since opening day has an Indian starter gone out and punched out 10 batters, but that's what Ubaldo Jimenez did here tonight.
Boy, he made some quality pitches right there. A lot of swings and misses. 8 of them, as a matter of fact, going the 3rd time through the lineup. Had a few called in there.
12th time in his career he struck out 10 in a game. Good pitch. Backdoor slider to Adrian Gonzalez, and it's 0-1. Gonzalez' 2-run homer put Boston in front 2-1 in the 4th inning. Pedroia's RBI single made it 3-1 Red Sox in the 5th. And then the Tribe answered back with 3 runs in the 5th, bottom half of the 5th, to take the lead. Two-strike pitch. Foul back.
Oh,
hit him with the 0-2 pitch.
Ouch. Well, not what he was trying to do by any means. You're going to see him, and it's right in the middle of the thigh. Pistano, that's the 3rd guy that he has hit this year. So that's a tying run that's on base now.
Gonzalez trying to slowly walk it off. Looks like he's coming out for a pinch runner. Nick Punto will come on and run for Gonzalez.
Well, Bobby Valentine says, I got to get my some speed out there with the tying run on base. I don't think he's coming out because he's hurt. He's just coming out because they need to try and get that tying run. Even though there is one out. Gonzalez is not the fastest guy in the world by any means.
Cody Ross 0 for 3 is the batter, fouled out of play. One ball and one strike to count on Ross. And 1-2 the count, with a runner at first and one out here in the 8th inning, and the Tribe leading it 4-3. Base hit in the left field. And the Red Sox have 2 on with 1 out.
Gets one in the hole. I thought he was going to see a slider here. 1-2 count. He gets a fastball. Ross loves the fastball. But you see this one? Well, you see Lou's got to bring that glove back. He wanted maybe away a little bit more, but this guy gets the fastball, hits it in the hole. So they have first and second now with 1 out.
Dave Miller, Indians bullpen coach, acting pitching coach tonight. Ruben Niebla on his way from AAA Columbus. He's going out to talk to Pistano with 2 on, 1 out, and Jared Saltalamacchia coming to the plate. The Red Sox are just 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position on the night, as we told you earlier. Saltalamacchia, a couple of strikeouts and a single. Joe Smith looks like he might be about to shed the warm-up top and start getting loose in the Tribe bullpen.
Clip Saltalamacchia there on the first pitch. That's how this was started. An 0-2 pitch to Gonzalez hit him in the thigh, and this one, he's got to jump out of the way. That one almost clipped him.
Yeah, Joe Smith is up. He's throwing. He had been up earlier in the game, so it won't take him long to get loose. Maybe they just feel like Pistano doesn't have it tonight. 1-0, threw it by him there. That looked strong.
Yeah, that is strong, but watch out in that area. That's his nitro zone down.
Swung on and missed. Good slider.
There it is.
Down movement.
Well, he went from 93 to 82.
One-two pitch. Got him. Whoa, baby. Locked him up with the breaking ball. Second out of the inning. And a big strikeout for Pistano.
Boy, he didn't mess around there. He got a good low fastball and then a couple of sliders. And I mean, watch this sequence. Knocked him back off the plate. And then there's the fastball. And you're going to see breaking ball. Breaking ball. He took this one. Yeah, nice sequence.
And now Pistano can get out of trouble here with Will Middlebrooks at the plate. But definitely a tough out. Middlebrook's 1 for 3 tonight. Popped him up. Shallow right, long run for Chu, but he's there. Calling for it. He's got it. And Vinny Pastano walks the tightrope, makes it to the other side. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Cleveland. Defensively now for Boston, Nick Punto, who ran for Adrian Gonzalez, stays in the game, and he's at first base.
Yeah, only his 3rd time this year that he has played there.
And Ezekiel Carrera's first at bat tonight takes a look at a strike from Junichi Tazawa. Down on the dirt. Closer Chris Perez with the new look. No more beard. And a big bouncer, a diving stop. But Siriaco couldn't unload a throw, and an infield hit for Ezekiel Carrera. Say it was a terrific diving stop by Siriaco, but once he landed on the ground, he was just stuck. He couldn't get rid of the ball.
Well, I know you watch him, he's going to have to try and get rid of it because he had a long way to go, and he just couldn't transfer it over. He was falling. Just couldn't get anything or sit up on the throw. It was a nice stop. But with the speed of Carrera, he was going to beat it out anyway. So the Indians get a leadoff man aboard.
Brent Lillibridge 0 for 3 tonight. See if he's bunting here.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Unless with this speed, he just wants to start Carrera and give Lillibridge a chance to hit and run and find a hole. But I would think he's bunting.
He squares. And a bunt came up and hit him in the box.
Got him right in the face. I mean, the ball comes right back and catches him on the cheek. Right under, I don't know if he threw him a little splitter, but watch it come back down and, oof. Ouch.
He's all right, and we're ready to go again. No balls, 2 strikes. He wasn't showing bunt that time. Looks like he wants to. Yep, he was going to throw over. And Carrera back in time. Right back to the screen. Tazawa, you know, we talk about so many Japanese pitchers have that sort of
hesitation. Maybe?
This guy's got like a short arm delivery, but he gets rid of it quickly. Bouncing ball. Knocked off the glove of Aviles into left field. How do you like that? Brent Lillibridge couldn't get the bunt down, but he pulls a single in the hole, and the Indians have their first 2 on here in the 8th inning.
Well, funny thing, both infielders get gloves on at this one. He gets down, gets it on the ground. Let's see what Aviles does. Cut on the backhand. Yeah, he was playing over at double play depth. It ricochets off his glove, goes as a base hit. So first and second now. Now we got to see a bunt.
Now Bobby Valentine's going to go to the bullpen. He wants a left-hander come on and face Kochman. Even though there's a real good chance Kochman will be bunting. We've got a timeout with the Tribe on top, 4-3. courtesy of your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come see the all-new 2012 Sonata. Visit NorthernOhioHyundaiDealers.com today. Greg Breslow, left-hander, 6th time this year. One-time Indian, briefly. He's on to face Casey Kochman. Now, we've seen Casey attempt bunts in this sit. Remember the other day, didn't work out real good for him, trying to get that bunt down.
Well, you've got a lead here. I don't know how Manny's going to play it. If I'm in there, I want an extra run, so I would bunt him. How they play it, I don't know.
He squares. He bunts. He gets it down well. Middlebrooks throws across. Perfectly executed by Kochman. 2nd and 3rd with 1 out now for Lou Marson. It's just interesting because Manny, for most of the season, has eschewed the bunt as sort of a, we don't want to give an up and out. We don't want to bunt at the bottom of the order. He's talked a lot about just kind of philosophically not being part of his game plan. But here lately, and maybe it's because of the struggles, but we've seen him go to it more often.
With a team that can't score runs, for me, you have to bunt. You have to give guys opportunities. But if you do it, you can't do it one day and not the next. You got to be consistent and do it every day, and do it with every hitter. And I think these guys would expect it. And if they don't get it down the first 2 times, make it do it the 3rd time once in a while. We'll see if it works.
Lou Marson will bat with the infield in and 1 out. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Marson singled and scored in the 5th. It was his hit that stopped the string at that time of 9 straight retired by left-handed starter Felix Doubront. It led to his demise in that inning. Pitch out. They were sniffing out a squeeze, maybe. They know Manny has used that throughout his career very successfully, might I add.
Well, 5 times in his career. And last year it came against the Boston Red Sox in a 1-0 win, where Cabrera off Daniel Bard.
Outside. 2-0. This was early in the season in April last year. Cabrera got the bunt down, and the Indians got the only run of the game.
That was a heck of a bunt right there. That ball was so far outside, the only play they had.
Adam Everett scored the only run. The 2-0. In the dirt. Good pick by Saltalamacchia.
Well, he's just trying to get Lou to go after some bad pitches because first base is open here, being the left-hander. Donald coming up next. Patience as a hitter, patience in a situation like this.
And called a strike. It's 3-1. Lou going to be ready to turn it loose here if he gets a pitch to hit. Up and away, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And up comes Jason Donald. Donald homered to start the game for the Tribe. He walked and scored back in their 3-run 5th inning. 4 runs on 10 hits for the Indians. 3 runs, 9 hits for Boston. Chris Perez up and the Indians bullpen ready to come on. Question now, will it be a save situation, or will the Indians find a way to blow this game open now with the bases loaded and 1 out? Swung on and missed. Second bases loaded scenario for the Tribe in this game. Earlier, Carlos Santana had an RBI single with the bases loaded, and then Michael Brantley a sac fly with the bases loaded. Ground ball in the hole. What a stop by Aviles. Throws to second to get the force. The Indians do get a run home, and they lead it 5-3. That was a terrific play. Just going into the hole to stop it for one thing, but then to turn and get an out. That was big for Boston to get out number 2.
It sure was. That could have been through the hole and 2 runs in. So he saved at least 1 run if they can get out of the inning. But the Indians now looking for a 2-out base hit. A nice play by Aviles. Gets it over to Suriaco. That gets the lead runner, so that's 2 outs. But the Indians do get that insurance run home. Nice job just putting it in play and beating it out.
And now is Dribble Cabrera a little late. 1 for 4 tonight, a double and a run scored. He also drove in a run with that hit in the 5th. And a foul back, it's 0-2. First and third. 2 down. 0-2 count on as Dribble Cabrera. Tribe up 5-3 in the 9th. Greg Breslow. Runner goes, nobody home, and Donald down to second base. So now 2 in scoring position for Cabrera. Popped up foul and out of play. Final in Baltimore. Kansas City beat the O's tonight 8-2.
Well, I take it Butler didn't get his single. Or you would have told me that. He completed his cycle. Did not get it.
No. I just want to see the highlights of the triple. The 1-2. Fouled right back. Brent Lillibridge, the runner at third. Jason Donald over at second. With 2 down and a 1-ball, 2-strike count on is Dribble Cabrera. Butler finished that game tonight, Rick, 3 for 5, 3 ribbies, 3 runs scored. In his other 2 at-bats, he struck out both times. Boy, guess who got beat up for Baltimore, and that was Bruce Chen. He has really struggled for them, former Oriole. Down on the dirt. Wei Yin Chen. That was who started for Baltimore, not Bruce Chen. Bruce Chen's still with Baltimore, with Kansas City.
We'll go ahead and put Cabrera on.
Kind of an interesting decision after they, battled him pretty hard here in this at bat.
Yeah, I want to go with the lefty against against Chu. They're going to say, look, they already got their insurance run. Let's go with the force all. Let's not mess around. Cabrera, pretty good clutch hitter.
Yep.
So we'll take our chances with Chu against the left-hander. Now Chu could really do some damage.
He's 1 for 3 on the night. He walked in the 5th, singled in the 7th. Check, but he went too far. Swung on and missed, and quickly it's 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 down. 0-2 count on Chu. Breslow delivers. A little bit outside. He went too far. Tim Timmons punches him out. Chu wanted him to ask for help. Timmons says, I don't have to. And the inning is over. Tribe picks up a run. We'll go to the 9th. 5-3 Cleveland. Inning. And Chris Perez is on looking for his 30th save of the year. Trying to shake off the effects of back-to-back blown saves and send the Indians to their 2nd straight win. Defensively now behind him, Jack Hanahan has come on at 3rd, and Brent Lillibridge has moved from 3rd over to 2nd. Mike Aviles, Pedro Siriaco, and Jacoby Ellsbury. Down low, ball one. Two balls, no strikes. Fastball in there, and it's 2-1. Avila's a couple of strikeouts tonight in 3 trips.
This is exactly what Chris Perez needs, another chance to come out here and get a save. He has had his problems the last couple of times out. So bring him right back out. They did get the extra insurance run. It makes it just a little bit easier, but sometimes it doesn't matter if it's a 1-run, a 3-run save. Just get a save.
Hit pretty well. Deep center. Brantley racing back. He runs it down. 1 away. Avila's hit it well, but Michael Brantley able to glide back and pull it down. So here is Pedro Siriaco. A couple of hits tonight, single and a double. In for a called strike. A little bit too low, 1-1. Perez with a 1-1. A little bit inside. 2 balls and a strike. Tonight's crowd, 19,639, and they're very quiet at the moment.
Yeah, it's
hit to first. Kochman with a nice stop. He'll take it himself. 2 away. Stay tuned after the ballgame for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. We'll have the highlights, talk with one of the stars of the game, and look forward to Game 2 of this series tomorrow night. It's all coming up straight ahead. Jacoby Ellsbury is 1 for 3 tonight. Here's where that insurance run is big, because even if this guy gets on, the stolen base isn't as big a factor because it's a 2-run game.
Well, go challenge him. You go right at him. You don't have to walk him.
He has stolen 3 bases already tonight. Ubaldo Jimenez in line for his 9th win. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. And Chris Perez trying to continue a trend. Indians pitchers, when they've gotten to 2 outs, they've held the opposition to 0 for their last 17. Driven to center. Brantley's there. He's got it, and the Indians win it. Chris Perez picks up his 30th save of the year as the Tribe hangs on for a 5-3 victory over Boston tonight in the opener of this 4-game series. Ubaldo Jimenez has his 9th win of the year, and the loss goes to Felix Dubront, who drops to 10-6 for Boston. With the win, the Indians go to 52-60. Boston drops to 55-58. Our key play of the game tonight, brought to you by KeyBank.
Well, you look at it back in the 7th inning, a pretty big turning point. Siriaco's on second base, decides to go to third, a base running mistake there. But Cabrera got it up to Lillibridge. He fakes him, quickly turns to get Crawford, trying to get himself into scoring position. That ended up being an inning-ending double play on a heads-up play by Asdrubal Cabrera. As you see, Donald put the tag on, it pumps everybody else up, and they get out of that inning.
Play of the game brought to you by KeyBank. Earn double rewards points during the KeyBank Summer of Rewards. Tribe a winner tonight, 5-3 final score. Good win for the ball club as they, they had the early 1-0 lead. Then watched Boston score 3 unanswered. Battled back to reclaim the lead and then never gave it back. Good bullpen pitching and a great effort from the closer, Chris Perez, to finish it off. And the Indians win it 5-3. Let's go downstairs now to Katie Witham.
Well, Ubaldo, not only do you come up with your 9th win of the season, you also have a season-high 10 strikeouts. You do it against a very good Red Sox lineup. It seemed like everything, all your pitches were working tonight.
Yeah, and especially my fastball. I was able to throw everything for a strike, like you say. But the main thing was locating the fastball. I was able to throw a lot of the fastball away for a strike. I just kept throwing it.
I know that you pitchers feed off of one another. It kind of started with Corey Kluber. Justin Masterson comes out yesterday and puts up a strong performance, and then you today. How important is that for you guys right now?
Well, definitely you don't want to stay back. If the other guys do good, of course you want to go. Come to the stadium and do the same thing. But it definitely is good for us because especially the way we've been playing the last couple of weeks. So it's gonna get the team going for sure.
The strength this year has been the bullpen. They were able to come out here and close down this game for you. What does it mean to have guys like Vinny Pistano and Chris Perez step out there and do it again?
Well, it's huge. As a starting pitcher, that's the only thing you asking for. You want to go out there for 6, 7 innings, but you know that every time the guys get on the mound, they're going to shut the door for sure.
Absolutely. Congrats on the win. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, thanks, Katie. A day that started with the bad news, this certainly sad news of the firing of pitching coach Scott Radinsky. His firing came due to the fact that this pitching staff has not lived up to its expectations this year. But Ubaldo Jimenez, at least for one night, pitched very well, getting his 9th win in the bullpen, shut the door with 3 scoreless innings of relief. We're back to wrap things up after this.